It's been announced that the King will address the nation next week to mark exactly 80 years since Japan surrendered, bringing World War II to an end.
93-year-old Olga Henderson was just a little girl when she and her family were captured and put inside a Japanese prisoner of war camp in Singapore. And Olga joins us now, and you've written your story in this wonderful book called In the Shadow of the Rising Sun. There's a lovely picture of you on the front at aged 15,
yes.
free and happy. But there was so much trauma before that lovely picture, wasn't there? Olga, just take us back. We know that the conditions in Changi camp were appalling. But actually for you, it was when you were moved to Sime Road camp that it was actually even worse. Just give us some of the sense of the conditions that you lived in and how bad it was.
Well, you see, the prison was clean, you might say, because it was all concrete. And so if it rained, you were always clean, you know, everywhere. I mean, you slept on the concrete floor and things like that. You had nothing else. But when you went to Sime Road, it was just an old RAF hut that had leaks in it and missing floorboards and just mud everywhere, soil, you know, that's all. And you walked up the hut. There was 118 of us in it, and we had one toilet. So we had to walk through all this soil to get up onto the little concrete path to get up to the toilet. So you can imagine how clean.
And what were you made to do whilst you were there?
Well, I started working in the match factory, and then after that I was given yarn. It's a khaki-coloured yarn, and I had to knit socks, and they were just knitted with 4 needles, no heel, just straight down to cast off at the toe.
And just to be clear, you're sort of 10 years old at this point.
Yes, yes. Oh, Mum taught us quite early on what to do with the needle, so I was all right. And then we had to do a blanket stitch round the caps where their badges went, so they didn't fray the edges, so I had to do 6 of those.
So you put to work every day?
Oh, yes. That is sometimes when you just finished doing the matches in the match factory, you came out and then you finished off the evening, because we had no lights, you see, or anything. So you had to do it before it got dark.
So Olga, when you were in these camps, you know, it just sounds dreadful. You were so hungry that just to try and get food, you risked your life. Tell us what you had to do to try and get something to eat for you and supposedly for the people around you as well.
Yes, well, we had the normal rice with whatever they could. The men did all the cooking, and the tubs of food came through the barbed wire fence. And it was just luck what the men could get. Once they got, the Japanese sent in a lorry load of bad fish. So
bad fish?
Yes, and it smelt the whole place out.
Yeah.
So the men decided that they couldn't waste it. So they put it outside in the sun and spread it all out and dried it, and then made some soup with it for us.
And you were trying to find vegetables in the garden, and I mean, these things were prohibited because vegetables, fruit were all reserved for the Japanese, and if you were caught as a prisoner of war, as a little girl, there were terrible consequences.
Yes, well, I wasn't caught, thank goodness. I decided I wasn't going out that night. And they went and dug the roots of the tapioca plants up and put the stalks back again. So, of course, the first lot of Japanese guards that came out realised something had been going on because all the leaves had wilted. So, of course, they were all caught, and, of course, they had to kneel in the sun.
And there's an occasion you talk about in your book that you climbed a papaya tree.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds lovely at the time, but I'm sure you were risking everything to get hold of the fruit.
Oh, yes.
So tell us what happened then.
Well, it was not the smaller type of round papaya. They were much longer. And the tree was much different. It's tall and more leaves on it than the normal. And I couldn't get up it quick enough. And the other girls were, you know, about. So we just said, oh, we'll get Mary. That was my sister, because she was tall. She'd give me a lift up. And then somebody heard a footstep. And Mary disappeared and left me up the tree. But I wasn't caught.
Well, it's remarkable that you're laughing about it, but your life was in danger. I mean, you had a distended stomach. You were so hungry.
Yes, but I don't know. It was just well, it was fun, really. I mean, it was being naughty, really, you know.
It's remarkable what children can go through, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
I suppose in a way that child's spirit, I suppose, brings you through it. But my gosh, you know, there must have been times where you weren't sure whether you would ever see, you know, normal life again.
Or you'll see your
And
family
in fact,
again.
when you thought the war was over and the leaflets were dropped to inform you, I don't think you believed it at first, did you?
No, we didn't really do anything for 5 weeks, really, before they started moving us out. Yes, but the thing was that the Amma who used to come and help my mother twice a week, and our driver, Muktaya, and that, they all came to the gate, the big gates, which were across the road. And we were not allowed to speak to them. And the army people were hitting these people and sending them away. And they only wanted, we couldn't even say hello, you know, they kept us back. Because how they found us, I don't know, you know, but...
And I mean, in a way, I suppose this morning you've glossed over some of the really brutal beatings that you saw. There was terrible, terrible violence meted out for minor indiscretions from prisoners. I think you saw your brother being beaten up. There's all sorts of things.
Yes.
But you survived.
Yes.
And you're now 93.
Yes.
Why is it so important for you that we all still remember VJ Day, that the King is doing a speech? What does all this mean for you?
When I look around the world now, I don't think we did anything to help, really. Why does it happen? Why do two people decide to take a whole lot of people into war? It just seems so pointless. Really.
Do you feel that we're not learning lessons?
No, not at all, no.
And that must pain you. You're in your 90s now. You've lived, thankfully, you've lived a long life. But the fact that over those years, for what you've been through, here we are, the younger generation, not seem to have learned from your experience in many ways.
Yes, and a lot of people I've spoken to, they didn't know there was a war. No idea at all. Yes, it's strange how, and when you look at the men, you know, the ministers and that, and I think, why don't you just sit down and talk it out? Why is the first thing they think about is a H-bomb? You know, it just seems so pointless. And
Olga, I think you speak for so many people this
seeing
morning.
those, and I was watching the television, and this little boy stood there with his hand out like that. And I thought, that's exactly what we were doing.
That was
just
you.
wanted something to eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Olga, it's so powerful. And you speak so gently and so carefully. But what you say is so strong and resonates with so many people this morning.
I really hope that some of our ministers are watching this morning and have clocked this, because it's really important they hear your story.
Oh,
Thank
lovely,
you so
thank
much
you.
for coming. And your book, In the Shadow of the Rising Sun, is out now by Olga Henderson. So thank you so much, Olga.
Thank you
so much.